let me show you this. I think you guys may enjoy this. Anybody knows who Joy Reid is? Yep. You guys know Joy Reid?
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
She had Donald Trump's haircut. Rob, if you can show this clip of Joy Reid.
Is this video from right now?
This just happened right now.
By the way, if I wasn't here, I would be home watching MSNBC. It's the only time I ever loved to watch
By the way,
them.
if you're interested, Comcast is selling MSNBC as of yesterday.
Ooh.
If you're interested in buying MSNBC, Rob, play this clip of Joy Reid just to make Dave Smith happy. Please.
It's a pure Project 2025 in miniature in Florida, and that kind of extreme, sort of extremist, right-wing, fascist-type government in Florida, does that make it a more attractive place? It's a pure...
But they're not creative. She's not they're just so uncreative. They just keep repeating the same talking points over and over again. It's unbelievable. It's like there's a script that they hand out in the morning and they all read from it. And that's the problem. They're not talking to anybody, right?
Hey, man, if you want to know the contempt the left has for black Americans, you turn on MSNBC and look at Joy Reid and Al Sharpton. They are the worst people in the world, and they have made them the spokesman for black America. That shows you the contempt they have for us, that we will listen to such terrible people. They are nothing but race baiters. They're contemptuous. They're terrible. And as soon as we get them off TV, the best. They're going broke anyway. Let's just break them.
And Dave, if I may, the worst thing is that they think that most of Americans are waking up in the morning and they're thinking about abortion. Let's have an abortion. That's their main concern every single time. So because they use this argument as a weapon during this campaign. They don't know that the most of Americans are thinking about the inflation, the bills to pay. They think in their brains that the most important subject which will give them a victory is abortion, killing of babies. This is what they think. And this is the most scary part of it, because they are out of control. They think that killing of babies is the most important thing for the Americans, and let's win the election with a killing, a baby. This is scary for America. Yes. This has to be stopped.
Yeah, but it's not even, it's worse than scary. It's quite demonic. I mean, they ran the election on the murder of babies. Like, that is just, and I want to be very clear, I'm always the person that tries to be much more understanding of the pro-choice side, because I just remember vividly learning in health class that a baby was just a clump of cells. So I'm actually very compassionate towards these young women that support abortion, because I'm going, no, they're actively learning in school that the responsible thing to do, like the science that they're learning, is that it's a clump of cells. They don't just want to murder babies. But then when you see them now become so radical, they've even lost their own side on this, because most of those girls are not thinking like, wow, well, I wouldn't stake my entire life and like, I must be able to abort my child. Like, there's something about that that is very scary, especially when it's a woman that's running, right? She's got no kids. She's got no kids of her own. And she's staking her election chances on just being able to sell to women that if you don't elect me, you won't have the right to murder your kids. I mean, that is just the reality of what she ran on. I would say that was her #1 issue. And what I will say is that no matter what happens tonight, but especially if Donald Trump wins, they will not run this same game again, because they went full bore. I mean, they had Taylor Swift with an effing cat, right, posting on Instagram. They brought out Beyonce. They brought out J-Lo. I mean, they went, LeBron James. They ran every celebrity that they had in order to convince the public that they had to vote against Trump. And what's happening right now, they've already lost the celebrity game. So it's going to be interesting to see how they pivot, no matter what. That I think we have now fundamentally changed the way that we have proven that people are fundamentally changing the way that they vote, especially black men. That is the kill shot to the Democratic Party. So if LeBron James doesn't work, if Beyonce doesn't work, if Taylor Swift and her cat doesn't work in a soppy post about, childless women with cats, what are they running on?
And listen.
What are they going to run on?
I got to say, I love
By the way, that's embarrassing.
As you guys know, so I'm not just blowing smoke here. But if Donald Trump does win this, and the exit polls show that black men, which it looks like that black men really did walk away from the Democratic Party, what you and Kanye did changed the fucking world, man. Like, that is really incredible. This was the Democrats' most reliable voting bloc since the 1930s, man. That is an incredible thing.
It is.
If they actually woke up and were like, oh, we don't need to just be unconditionally supportive of the Democrats, who have delivered for them nothing but disaster
and
everywhere that they touch.
And you know, the other thing that you say, what are they running on? They're running on destruction. Think about this for a second. They are running on, as far as they're concerned, our institutions and our traditions are inherently what? Racist, patriarchal, and all these things. So the only way to equalize the playing field is not to change them or work with anybody, it's to tear them down, which is why they don't want to debate, which is why they don't want to talk. And so that's what they run on. Let's destroy and we'll rebuild it in our image to the great God of equality. That's what they talk about. And they're all about socially engineering equality. And when you do that, somebody's got to be at the top of that food chain, making sure everybody is doing exactly what they tell you. And that really is what it comes down to. That's what I worry about. If you read the critical race theorists and just all of these people, they're all deconstructionists. The rest of us are trying to construct a life. It's hard making a life. And it's very easy to be an academic and sit back and look at what's wrong and draw that graph and just tell you basically we've got to tear things down to make things more equal. No, not so. The rest of us don't live that way.
One of the best decisions I ever made in my life was joining the U.S. Army. When I served the 101st Airborne Division Air Assault, the level of pride of America being the greatest country in the world went to the roof. If you are a veteran, or if you support veterans, you have family members, Veterans Day, we have brand spanking new gear for you to choose from. A whole plethora of options of what to choose from, with shirts that say we support armed veterans, I am an armed veteran, dog tags, shirts, hats, all of the different gears that we have. And for the first 250 people that place an order, you have the option of 12 to 15 brand spanking new mugs that we have. One says Angry Patriot, another one says BizDoc, another one has got the US flag, another one has PBD Podcast or Valuetainment or A Future Looks Bright. Go to vtmerch.com, place your order for Veterans Day. These things are going to go very quickly, and you'll get a custom mug that'll be sent your way.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.